Reading Srimad Bhagavatam 429:35 Artehya Vidyamanepi Samsitina Nirvartate Manasa Linga Rupena Swapne Vicharato Yata Arte factual cause. Hey, certainly avidyamane, not existing, api, although samstitihi, material existence, na, not, nirvartate, ceases, manasaha, by the mind, linga rupena, by the subtle form, swapne, in a dream, vicharataha, acting yatha, as. Sometimes we suffer because we see a tiger in a dream or a snake in a vision, but actually there is neither a tiger nor a snake. Thus we create some situation in subtle form and suffer the consequences. The suffering cannot be mitigated unless we are awakened from our dream. Please respond. Sometimes we suffer because we see a tiger in a dream or a snake in a vision, but actually there is neither a tiger nor a snake. Thus we create some situation in a subtle form and suffer the consequences. These sufferings cannot be mitigated unless we are awakened from our dream. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. As stated in the Vedas, the living entity is always separate from two kinds of material bodies, the subtle and the gross. All our sufferings are due to these material bodies. This is explained in the Bhagavad Gita 2:14. Matras pasitu kaunteya situsna sukadukada agama payino nitya tam tatikshasva bharatam. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer season. They arise from sense perception or Sukyana Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. Lord Krishna thus informed Arjuna that all the distress brought about by the body come and go. One has to learn how to tolerate them. Material existence is the cause of all our sufferings, for we do not suffer once we are out of material condition. The Vedas therefore enjoin that one should factually understand that he is not material but is actually Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. This understanding cannot be fully realized unless one is engaged in Brahman activities, namely devotional service. To get free from material condition, one has to take to Krishna consciousness. That is the only remedy. Om Ajnanatirandasya Gnanam Gna Shalakaya Chakshuran Militamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Satpitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamam Didati Swaparandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutabadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Tam Sajim Savadutam Parjanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Shya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shavanu Devi Pranamami Hare Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namaram Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashri Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So thank you very much for joining in our Sunday Bhagavatam class. We are reading chapter Canto 4, 29-35. So we are continuing our class. We can see how yesterday we were reading Narada continued, for one who are free from all sinful activity, no one can counteract the effects of fruitive activity simply by manufacturing a different activity devoid of Krishna consciousness. All such activity is due to our ignorance. When we have a troublesome dream, we cannot relieve it with a troublesome hallucination. One can counteract a dream only by waking. Similarly, our material existence is due to our ignorance and illusion. Unless we awaken to Krishna consciousness, we cannot be relieved of such dreams. For the ultimate solution to all problems, we must awaken to Krishna consciousness. So today we are continuing how we have to wake up. Sometimes we dream about terrible things, that we have been chased by some snake, or we have been attacked by some tiger, whatever. All these things are hallucinatory, and that is in the dream. Yes? So when you wake up, then you say, oh, thank God it's been a dream. Yes? Isn't it? So how to understand all these things is explained here, the Bhagavad Gita. So here in the Bhagavad Gita it says, Bhumi apo analo vayu kammano buddhi evacha ahankara itiyame benam prakriti astada. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence and false ego, all together these 8 constitute my separated material energies. So there are 5 gross elements and 3 subtle elements. You can see these gross elements: earth, water, fire, air and ether. These 5 things you can see. But the mind, intelligence and false ego, subtle, you cannot see. You follow? So this together is the construction of this material body. Yes? And the soul is sitting inside the body. And beside the soul there is the super soul sitting together. So the soul, the super soul and the subtle body, mind, intelligence and ego, and the gross body, earth, water, fire, air, ether, constitute this material So when the soul comes into this material body, he forgets that he is the spirit soul. You understand this? The moment he is put into this body, he forgets that he is spirit soul. He thinks that he is this body. You follow? So when the soul is under the spell of material nature and false ego, identifying his body as the self, he becomes absorbed in material activities. And by the influence of false ego, he thinks that he is the proprietor of everything. So he forgets. Yes? When someone asks you, who are you? Oh, I am Mr. So-and-so. Yeah? You never say, Aham Atmi hai. You say that? you don't say that, right? You say, I am a soul. Who are you? They think if you say that kind of word, there is something wrong with you. Is it not? You say, no, I am a soul. What? Yes? Because they don't know. Everybody is in the bodily concept. But what happens when you are put into this body? What happens when you identify with the body? What happens? Nothing happens. The conditioned soul therefore transmigrates into different species of life, high and lower, because of his association with the modes of material nature. Unless he relieved of material activities, he has to accept this position because of faulty work. So he transmigrates. Although a living entity is transcendental to material existence, but because of his mentality of lording over material nature, his material existence condition does not cease. And just as in a dream, he is affected by all sorts of disadvantages. Actually, he is put into a lot of hardship, misery. So the moment he is into enjoying, when he identifies with his body, Mamayang Svajivaloke Jivabhuta Sanatanaha Manaha Sastrendriyani Prakritistana Karshati. The living entity in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental path. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. In other words, they are put into a lot of miseries, When they try to enjoy the senses, they get into a lot of trouble, Sri Uddhava said, my dear Krishna, generally human beings know the material life brings great future unhappiness, and still they try to enjoy material life. My dear Lord, how can one in knowledge act just like a dog, an ass or a goat? This is what happens, when he is trapped in this material body, then he is put into a lot of hardship because of his forgetfulness. Because of his forgetfulness, he goes through a lot of difficulties. So you can see, due to this external energy, the living entity, although transcendental to three modes of material nature, thinks himself the material product and thus undergoes the reaction of material miseries. The moment he gets into this body, then that's it. So much of suffering. Yes? So this is in comparison to the soul. So Krishna is saying here, Lord Krishna said, the material mind of the man is shaped by the reaction of fruitive work. Along with the five senses, it travels from one material body to another. The spirit soul, although different from this mind, follows it. Do you understand? Because it is said here, you wake up. So easily said, you wake up. Correct? Today's program class, you just have to, you bad dream, what do you do? You bad dream, what do you do? Bad dream, what do you do? Wake up, correct? But it is not so easy to wake up. Says here, correct? Because the mind is so powerful, the soul, you see, the spirit soul, although different from this mind, follows it. Entangled. Krishna is saying this. It's not such an easy program that suddenly, oh okay Prabhu, I don't want to listen to my mind anymore. Does it work like that? No? The mind, bound to the reactions of fruitive work, always meditates on objects of the senses. Both those that are seen in the world and those that are heard about the Vedic authority. Consequently, the mind appears to come into being and to suffer annihilation along with its objects of perception, and thus its ability to distinguish past and future is lost. Because the mind is so powerful, it takes over. You understand? And because it is taken over, we lose our ability to figure out. You understand this point? Okay? So powerful. We cannot distinguish the past, the future, all lost. When the living entity passes from the present body to the next body, which is created by his own karma, he becomes absorbed in the pleasurable and painful sensation of the new body and completely forgets the experience of the previous body. This forgetfulness of one previous material identity which comes about for one reason or another is called death. So although we are soul, so when we die, we take birth, and we forget everything about we are so absorbed in this body, our relationship, everything here is important. The previous one, forget it. Yes? Correct? You never know, you left behind another wife or children, and you don't know. They are now no means to survive. You care? You don't care. You think that, wow, present situation is all in all. Yes? Yes or not? See how the mind, so powerful. O most charitable Uddhava, what is called birth is simply a person's total identification with a new body. One accepts the new body just as one accepts the experience of dream or fantasy as reality. So when I go to dreaming, I think that the dream is very important, yes? Correct? I identify with the dream completely, just like this now the verse, when there's a tiger, I think I'm with the tiger fighting, correct? You think, oh, this is just a dream. No, correct? Yeah, we are totally absorbed. It's like, the dream is not one dimensional, it's three dimensional. You can feel, you can see the tiger, you can hear it. So, you know what I mean? It's so realistic. In fact, you are with the tiger. Yes? And then you are so frightened when the tiger jumps, you scream. Actually, there is no tiger. Why are you screaming? Correct? This is how the mind, so much. You follow? This is explained by Lord Krishna. Just as a person is experiencing a dream or daydream, does not remember his previous dreams or daydream. A person situated in the present body, although having existed prior to it, thinks that it's only recently come into being. That's another important point. Because he's trapped in this body, he thinks that this is the only real thing. I don't know all the other things. I don't remember. I don't care. Yeah? This is how the power of the mind, and the soul helpless. And the soul is helpless. He cannot figure it out. He's trapped. He's trapped with the three modes of mental nature. And the mind, so the power of the mind is so powerful. Because the mind, which is the resting place of the senses, has created the identification in the new body, the threefold material variety of high, middle and low class appears as if present within the reality of the soul. Thus the self creates external and internal duality, just as a man might give birth to a bad son. So the soul gets trapped in, she is helpless. He identifies because of the strong mind, he follows the mind. The mind dictates the term. You understand? If a man gives birth to a bad son, what he can do? The soul is like that, trapped. Suppose you have a bad son, what do you want to do? You kill him up. Can you? You have to live with it, right? Yes? You have to accept. Keep crying. Yes? My dear Uddhava, material bodies are constantly undergoing creation, destruction by the force of time, whose swiftness is imperceptible. But because of the subtle nature of time, no one sees this. See how Krishna is so expert. Okay? You cannot see. Like now we are, in my case I have grown 65 years already. But how much time has gone? But I don't realize. Yes? Same thing. Did you realize that so many years have gone? You realize? Cannot see. No one sees this. See how things are so subtle. They are going. But we think that, yesterday, today, this, yes? Right? Hey, Krishna is explaining to Uddhava how everything is so perfectly managed by him. that you don't know you are in Maya. And not only you don't care also, correct? That's worse. At least devotees know something, but this guy, no, nothing. That's all. The present body is important. You ask them about the past, we don't believe. Yeah? You reckon? You go and talk to somebody and say, I don't believe all these things. What? Is it not? Yeah? Is it? How so powerful the mind, correct? Completely mesmerized. You don't know. You don't care. Eh? The different states of transformation of all material body occur just like those of the flame of a candle, the current of a river, or the fruits of a tree. So this is the example given. Although there is transformation, but we think that this present situation is the most realistic. Now goes to the next verse. Although the illumination or lamp consists of innumerable rays of light undergoing constant creation, transformation and destruction, a person with illusory intelligence who sees the light for a moment will speak falsely saying, this is the light of the lamp. As one observes a flowing river, ever new water passes by and goes far away, yet a foolish person observing one point of the river or falsely says, this is the water of the river. Similarly, although the material body of human being is constantly undergoing transformation, those who are simply wasting their lives falsely think and say that each particular state of the body is the person's real identity. Constantly changing the body. So no, this is it. This is the present. You follow? So this is how the illusion of Maya is so powerful. You cannot figure this out. Mama Maya Turatyaya. Devi Esa Gunamaya Mama Maya Turatyaya. You cannot understand my Maya. It is not possible. Right? The person does not actually take birth out of the seed of past activities, nor being immortal does he die. By illusion, the living entity appears to be born and to die, just as fire in connection with firewood appears to begin and then cease to exist. See how the example is so appropriate. A person does not actually take birth out of the seed of past activities, nor being immortal does he die. We are the spirit soul. You cannot die. Yes, you cannot die. Your soul. But by illusion, the living entity appears to born and to die. Because of the illusion. And it's very real. Oh, everything is so real, you see. That's Krishna's Yasai. And the first verse of the Bhagavatam, he can make what? Water into land, land into water. The first verse of the Bhagavatam. And it's so illusory that people cannot see this. Magician doing tricks. Wow, you cannot, but he's a magician. He tell you before this, I am doing a magic trick. It's a magic trick, correct? He says it's a real thing. No, I am doing a magic trick. But Krishna's magic trick, you cannot. It is what? Very real. So impregnation, gestation, birth, infancy, childhood, youth, middle age, old age and death are the 9 ages of the body. The body goes through these changes. Dehino smiyata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tata dehantara prati tira satram. So this is the 9 stages. Impregnation, and then gestation, then there is a birth. Then infancy, childhood, youth, middle age, old age, and death. These are the 9 stages the body goes through. But the soul, he does not, although the body goes through this, but the soul doesn't go through this. And try to understand. You follow? And that's why we are always feeling ourselves as what? Very youthful. Why we feel youthful? Because we have the feeling that I am different. Although the material body is different from the self, because of the ignorance due to material association, one falsely identifies oneself with a superior and inferior bodily condition. Sometimes a fortunate person is able to give up such mental concoction. Sometimes a fortunate person is able to give up this mental concoction. What does that mean, fortunate person? Who is that fortunate person? He meets a spiritual master. Yes, then the spiritual master says, you are not this body, you are spirit soul. How many classes Prabhupada, what he say? You are not American, you are not Indian, you are not this Chinese. What are you? Spirit soul. Yes, you are not man, you are not woman, you are spirit. How many times is it? Still we are saying, no, I am soul, I am body. Correct? Yes, this is the verse Krishna is speaking here. Sometime a fortunate person is able to give up such mental concoction with the association of a pure devotee. Then only it is possible. By the death of one's father or grandfather, one can surmise one's own death, and by the birth of one's son, one can understand the conditions of one's own birth. A person who thus realistically understands the creation and destruction of material body is no longer subject to these dualities. So this is the awakening of intelligence. Wow, my grandfather died, I am also going to die. Yes? They see the children taking birth, painful, wow, I also came like this. Yes, a person can reflect. Then he is no longer subjected to that. That means he is awakening. As he says, how this awakening? And it comes with realization, experience. Wow, dying, died. So I am also going to die. Correct? What am I going to do for that? Yes, this awakening. It's not this world. If you are in a terrible hallucination or a dream, the only way you can come out of it by awakening. Awakening means what? You simply wake up. Awakening to realizations. Yes, Krishna is explaining here. How you see, dying, wow, I'm also going to die. See that birth, wow, painful, I don't want. Correct? You understand? So this is how we understand this. I quoted one verse in the third canto, 3:30, what? Heaven and hell is also here. Sometimes hellish things are also seen here, correct? I quoted that, right? 3:30, what? 29, is it? I'll just go there and come back. Yeah. Lord Kapila continued, my dear mother, it is sometimes said that we experience hell or heaven on this planet, for hellish punishments are sometimes visible on this planet also. Why? This is a question now. Why? Why is the soul? Sometimes you see children with big head, have you seen? Mentally retarded. Some with small head, have you seen? Mentally retarded. They're functioning like an animal. Nothing more they can do. Yes? Why Krishna put this soul into this kind of body? Actually this soul is supposed to take birth as an animal. Yeah? You know where he said, Prabhupada said that, you know. Supposed to take birth as an animal. But Krishna put this soul in the body of a human. So why? We can see. When you see such thing, you are happy. Wow, very nice. Why? When you see this, what is your reaction? Why? Terrible suffering? Yes? Yes or not? So this is a hellish situation. So this is how Krishna also shows by example that don't mess around. Don't what? Mess around. Yes? So it's the same thing. So when by seeing some death, that is not very nice, you know. That is very nice. No, I mean look, it's very painful. And birth is also not very nice. It's also very good. The wife is screaming like a happy. I'm given birth, Prabhu. We'll have a party. They're screaming. Have you seen? Yes. So both is pain. Why? So we realize, wow, I don't think I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Pain. To wake us up. To what? Again, in a powerful dream, you have to wake up. So unless there's pain, how will you wake up? We won't wake up. We wake up. We won't wake up. Correct? It's an interesting subject, this chapter. Okay? Krishna is explaining this. One who observes the birth of a tree from its seed and the ultimate death of the tree after maturity certainly remains distinct observer, separate from the tree. In the same way, the witness of the birth and death of the material body remains separate from it. So we have to become observant like this to see how this is working. This is called inquisitiveness, you know. Not that we live simply like an animal. I don't care. I don't worry. As long as I enjoy it. That's animal. And Krishna will speak about it also. You can see here. Everything is covered in this subject. An intelligent man, an unintelligent man. You see, unintelligent man. That means the guy who is a rascal, a fool. Failing to distinguish himself from material nature, thinks their nature to be real. By contact with it, he becomes completely bewildered and enters in the cycle of material existence. This is exactly we are speaking. The guy who don't care. The guy who don't care. You know, nonsense, I don't believe all this stuff. This is the guy. Failing to distinguish himself from material nature. He identifies with the what? With the body. You think the body is everything? Yes? See? Thinks nature to be real. By contact with it, he becomes completely bewildered and enter into a cycle of material. That's it. And he don't want to reason out, get stuck with Maya, and again, cycle is what? Birth, death, old age, disease, birth, death. That's not the rat. He gave up taking this birth and then taking another body. Correct? That's where he is going on. Yes? They say don't read the 11 canto. They say don't read the 11 canto. How many things we are learning here? Yeah? Made to wonder because of his fruitive work, the conditioned soul, by contact with the mode of goodness, take birth among the sages or demigods. By contact with the mode of passion, it becomes a demon or a human being, and by associating with the mode of ignorance, take birth as a ghost in the animal kingdom. That we covered. Narada Muni said, correct? Sometimes is human, sometimes is women, sometimes is eunuch, yes? Sometimes half heavenly, sometimes middle planet, sometimes lower planet. Krishna again repeating the same thing. Narada said, now we will go and find out. We will come back again. You think that Narada is bluffing. Sometimes you think that Narada is a clown, you know. These guys are too much. They make Narada like a clown. So when you say Narada said, Narada must be joking. You see what Narada said here? Oh, 4, sorry. So here you see, Narada is saying, covered by the mode of ignorance in natural nature, the living entity is sometimes male, sometimes female, sometimes eunuch, sometimes human being, sometimes demigod, sometimes bird, animal, and so on. And this way he is wandering from this material world. His acceptance of different types of body is brought about by his activities under the influence of modes of nature. Bhagavad Gita also Krishna said this, you know. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also said this. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also says, man in the mode of goodness worship demigod, those in the mode of passion worship demon, those in the mode of ignorance worship ghosts and spirit. So because they worship the ghost, they become ghosts. Yes, yes. So those who worship demigods, they go to the planet of demigods. Those who worship demigods will take birth among demigods. Those who worship the ancestor go to the ancestor. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. Those who worship me will live with me. So I see Krishna is also saying the same thing. Correct? I cannot hear.
14:18.
Yeah. I think before we go there, we'll show them this verse first. So here, when the material living entity wants to enjoy Maya, so is Karanam Gunasangasya Sarasa Joni Janmasu. The living entity in material nature follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus he meets with good and evil among various species. You follow? So this transformation is going on because of his forgetfulness and is following the mind, correct? And the mind is leading him to what? Different. Yes? Yes or not? So here, up, down, going. This up-down business is going on since time immemorial. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go up. to the higher planet. Those in the mood of ignorant passion, they live on the earthly planet. And those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish world. God is going up, going down, going here, going there. Because we follow the
CC also one about it.
what?
In CC also Chaitanya.
I cannot hear you.
In CC also same thing is there about it.
20?
CC Chaitanya Chaitanya.
CC, yeah, that's also there. CC is there. There is in that 19 the whole description of how different. But I want to show one verse that I saw in the third canto, chapter 25. This verse is a very short verse. Three 25:33. One peculiarity of this verse is that it is only one line. Two lines, See this verse, strange, Jarayatya suye kosham nigrinam analo yata. See, two lines. See, this is a point that is very important. Bhakti, devotional service, dissolves the subtle body of the living entity without separate effort. Just as fire in the stomach digests all that we eat. How powerful this verse is. It's quoted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the CC. Understand this point? Now we are discussing all these things, right? Bhakti, devotional service, dissolve the subtle body of the living entity without separate effort. Just as fire in the stomach digests all that we eat. Right? Now Krishna is explaining how we are illusioned by the mind, correct? How the soul is following the mind, correct? Yes. But how this bhakti yoga, correct? Understand? Bhakti is in far higher position than mukti, because the person endeavor to get liberation from material engagement is automatically served in devotional service. The example is given here that fire in the stomach can digest whatever he eats. If the digestive power is sufficient, then whatever we can eat will be digested by fire in the stomach. Similarly, a devotee does not have to try separately to attain liberation. That very service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the process of his liberation. Because to engage oneself in the service of the Lord is to liberate oneself from material entanglement. Sri Bilva Mangal Thakur explained this position very nicely. He said, if I have unflinching devotion unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, then mukti or liberation serves me as my maidservant. Mukti, the maidservant, is always ready to do whatever I ask. For a devotee, liberation is no problem at all. Liberation takes place without separate endeavor. Bhakti, therefore, is far better than mukti or the impersonalist position. The impersonalist undergo severe penance and austerity to attain mukti, but the bhakta, simply by engaging himself in bhakti process, especially in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, immediately develops control over the tongue by engaging in chanting and accepting the remnants of foodstuff offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As soon as the tongue is controlled, naturally all other senses are controlled automatically. Sense control is perfection of the yogic principle, and one's liberation begins immediately as soon as engage himself in the service of the Lord. This is confirmed by Kapila Dev that bhakti or devotional service is Gariyasi, more glorious than Siddhi, liberation. Oh, where are we, My goodness, where am I going? 11, what?
More back.
More back. Alright, no. Okay, here. Alright, 52. So you see the same thing that Krishna is also saying, right? Narada Muni says, Krishna is saying, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also saying. I think there's also other places also, so many places going up, going down. Just as one may imitate person whom one sees dancing and singing, similarly the soul, although never the doer of material activity, becomes captivated of material intelligence and thus forced to imitate his qualities. The soul imitates someone dancing, it also follows, right? The soul also follows. Krishna is giving very nice examples, The soul's material life, his experience of sense gratification is actually false. That the soul's material life, his experience of sense gratification is actually false. O descendant of Dashaha, just like trees appearing or quivering when the trees are reflected in agitated water, or like the earth appearance of spinning due to one spinning his eyes around, or like the world of a fantasy of a dream. Two very nice examples are given here. Correct? When you go and see the trees, the water is moving, the ripples, no? You see like the tree is moving, correct? But the tree is not moving. Correct? And when you spin your head around, you think everything is spinning. But actually everything is not spinning, only your head is spinning. Yes? Yes or no? This is how Krishna is giving another two good examples. This is how your illusion. Actually it is not there, but you are thinking it is there. Yes? For one who is meditating on sense gratification, material life, although lacking factual existence, does not go away. Just as the unpleasant experience of a dream do not. See? See how again, that is a very important example. For one meditating on sense gratification, although it's not real, but you get, just like, okay, you see some stuff in your phone or what. After a while, what happens? You forget. It is lingering in your mind, yes? Correct? Same thing. Sometimes you get a real wild dream. You wake up, what? You forget. Carries on, yes? Wow, what a terrible dream. Yes? See?
Speaking of within the dream, right? This is speaking within the dream, right? Like inside the dream.
I cannot hear.
Speaking of the situation within the dream, where one is dreaming, the dream is not going away. His thinking is factual, although it is actually not factual.
Yeah, it's not, but you think it is there, see? It doesn't go away. Carry on, Therefore, O Uddhava, do not try to enjoy sense gratification with the material senses. See how illusion based on material duality prevents one from realizing the self. Krishna is pointing out, don't try to enjoy sense gratification with the material senses. See how illusion based on material duality prevents one from realizing the self. You see how the breakdown Krishna has given. So you try to enjoy your senses, you will be sucked in. You cannot figure out to come out. So in other words, you have to curtail sense gratification. You have to engage the senses in the service of the Rishikena, Rishikesa, Sevanam, Bhakti, Uchita. That's the only way. If you try to use the senses, Jai Sri Radha. If you try to use your senses to enjoy, then I explain here, Maya will trap you. Maya will finish. And you cannot see, you cannot come out. Sense gratification, Bhogaishvara Prashaktanantaya Prahata Setsanam, Vyavasya Buddhi, Samadhavana Buddhyate, you cannot figure it out. Not possible. Like Krishna is saying the same thing. If you enjoy, you're going to be finished. Yeah? So how powerful this whole thing is. Even though neglected, insulted, ridiculed or envied by Batman, or even though thoroughly agitated by being beaten, tied up or deprived of one's occupation, spat upon, polluted with urine by ignorant people, one who desires the highest goal in life should, in spite of all this difficulty, use his intelligence to keep himself safe on the spiritual platform. I mean, Krishna just spoke, Prabhupada quoted the verse, Matras pastas tu kauntaya, sitosna sukha dukada, agama bhayino nitya tam pratiksva bharata. You have to learn how to tolerate summer and winter season. Correct? Krishna never gave this example. How much the tolerance here? He just said you tolerate the summer and you tolerate winter. Oh, that's nice, no problem. But here, how much you have to tolerate? Sometimes people come to us, Prabhu, how much to tolerate? Here, look at the tolerance. Insulted, neglected, ridiculed, envied by Batman, even thoroughly repeatedly agitated by being beaten, tied up or deprived of one occupation, spat upon, passed urine on, Prabhu, you can tolerate all this? By ignorant people, one who desires the highest goal in life should, in spite of all this difficulty, use his intelligence to keep himself safe on the spiritual platform. That means I am not this body. I am not. You do whatever you like, I don't care. You understand? But if you are not, if somebody just touch your hair, big fight already. Don't say anything else, just touch, don't say touch, looking, hey, why you stare at me? Fighting. Yes? Yes or no? Yeah. So we should learn how to be very tolerant. Now of course, Buddha said, oh best of all speakers, please explain to me how I may properly understand this. See, again he's asking, how can I understand this properly? Because Krishna's Maya is not some lightweight, it's not something so easy. This verse is so important. A soul of the universe, the conditioning of one personality in material life is very strong. Therefore, it's very difficult even for learned man to tolerate the offences committed against them by ignorant people. Only your devotees who are fixed in your loving service and who have achieved peace by reciting at your lotus feet are able to tolerate such offences. In other words, you have the POC of the spiritual master and Krishna in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Then only you can wake up, then only you can understand these things, then only you can tolerate it. Without the chanting program, you cannot wake up. Yes, and you will be finished. Because don't think the mind is such, describe here, lightweight. The soul is what? Following what? Whatever the mind does, soul is left. Cannot come out. Cannot? You cannot just detach yourself. It requires what? Strong association. In fact, seriously practicing spiritual life. Kapila Dev says, seriously practicing. What is seriously practicing? Huh? Taking what? Very understanding. Seeing the death of your father, seeing the birth of your son. Then you should reflect, wow, this is serious matter. Yes? So, any questions or comments on these points raised? I think this verse covers up this whole point about waking up. Yes? No? Yes or no?
Yes.
What? Not waking up. Sleeping. Correct? Any questions? Is there any questions? Yes? I cannot hear.
Birth and death both are painful. Birth and death, they are miseries. But why in family, they are more happy when they see birth, but for death they are suffering, they are crying. Means that both are painful for this material world. But in family, why somehow they enjoy more for birth. Like the people are happy relatives, let's say.
Can you explain to me?
You did not understand?
My hearings is not good.
No, the birth and death both are painful. But why in family life birth is celebrated but death is not celebrated? Both are painful, but death is understood as painful and people mourn over it, but birth people don't mourn over it, they celebrate it. Why?
You are a lady, you should understand that. A woman, you understand that? Birth, wow, very nice. I am relief. Huh? Oh, the child has come out and what?
In my country, relatives.
Every country is same. Your country or my country is all the same. Please. Birth, we are happy. Wow, very nice. A child has come. Wow. Maya covers. Maya is so good in covering. You understand? That's why it says here, you have to hear from an authority. Unless you hear from authority, how you will understand this? Will you understand? You cannot understand. Even death also, sometimes you are also happy, this guy, good, he died, I can take the money. Don't think some guys are happy. Yes? Yes or not? In fact, one guy is filing case to his father, you please give me the property now. He is not died yet. Understand? So don't think, some guys are happy when someone dies. So it's very ambiguous statement, correct? Because everyone is what? Motivated. Yes? You follow? So, material world, under the modes of material nature, everyone acts in a very, what? Crazy way.
In the case of Chitraketu, the wife was happy, but the other wives were not happy with the birth.
Yeah.
They killed the child.
They killed the child. And when the child died, they were happy. Now nobody have child. Understand? And in Vrittasura's case, no, I want to die now. Kill me. He is happy to die. So there are many situations, If you are God realized, then you want to die now. I don't care. I want to die now. and get out of this mess. But if you are not God conscious, you don't want to die at all. Just like now, Mars and I don't know, so many things you're putting on. Yes, one safe. Now what? 3 meter now, no more 1 meter. Yes. And then what? What else? I don't know what else. Work from home, yes. Yeah? So many things to prevent what? Death. What is that? Why? Fear? Everybody is fearful? Is it not? That's why Krishna says, the terrible fear of death cannot be overcome by anybody unless he surrenders to me. Fear. Understand, this material world, birth, death, old age, disease is the fearful situation. That's why an intelligent person will wake up. Why Krishna make like this? Well, he can also make birth is full of fun, death is also full of Prabhu, tomorrow I am going to change body, please come and pray. Do you do that? Nonsense. Understand? Because it's painful. Why? Krishna made this, now we read, right? The pain is to wake us up. To what? Wake us up. This is the whole idea, to detach ourselves. This whole talk today, how to wake up from this dream, is not simply I wake up, You understand? It's not just Prabhu, wake up. It's not like this wake up business. It's really to wake us up what? Spiritually. To wake up what? Spiritually. And that's why Krishna spoke from, I think 22, 37, all the way down to 62, I think, correct? The whole line, how many examples is giving? To wake us up. Don't dream, please, don't dream. Sometimes people like this dreaming business, wow, fun, dreaming. You don't want to wake up, they dream. Dreaming, in the dream I woke up already, I'm brushing my teeth, but actually sleeping still. You ever happened to you? You came to Mangalarti.
After changing house, it's difficult to wake up. And so in our living dream that I wake up at K1. Then after
So we have a different level of material intelligence in all of us. So spiritual intelligence, and when we are enjoying material modes, do we have spiritual intelligence also, or we get spiritual intelligence when we go to Vasudeva Sattva, Shuddha Sattva states?
Spiritual intelligence is given when you wake up.
That is.
Then you have spiritual intelligence given by the spiritual master. Understand? Krishna gives the spiritual intelligence when ignorance is destroyed. Bhagavad Gita, no? What is that? 10? 10 what? Evam nu kampartam ham ajnana jam tamaha nasyami bhava atmasto. What is the last line? Jnana vijnana bhasvitaha. 10 what? 11. So here, this is what it is. To show them special mercy, I dwelling the heart destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. This is spiritual intelligence Krishna gives you. Unless you wake up to surrendering to the spiritual master, and then the spiritual master gives you what? Spiritual intelligence. That's how Krishna is sitting in the heart as super soul. So now we are getting what? Because we are in Maya, so we are covered over, so we get material intelligence. When your spiritual intelligence wakens, then we don't want to do all these things. We are no more interested in mother, father, children, or we don't care. Okay? Just like Sridhar Maharaj, he wanted to take sannyas and get out of his house. As Then some or other he got married. So when he got married, he wanted to go, then the wife was pregnant. So then when the wife was pregnant, then he said the wife delivered. When the wife delivered, the wife died. See how to take sannyas, the baby there. Huh? Then he's thinking like that. Then he saw one baby lizard drop from the ceiling, and he saw the lizard drop, and then little while later the baby lizard opened the mouth and one fly came and he ate. Wow! You know how to take care of itself. And he packed up his bag and he left. Hey, you understand? A detachment. So when you become detached by renunciation, then what is that verse? Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga. What is that? Prayojana. Janasu Jnanam. When you renounce, when you are doing this devotional service to Krishna, then very quickly Krishna gives you one renunciation and spiritual intelligence. It just doesn't come simply you sit and do all nonsense maya and then you also get spiritual intelligence. Possible? It's not possible. You have to wake up. This is the whole idea of this class. You have to wake up. I wake them up to show them special mercy dwelling, and they are destroyed with the shining lamp of knowledge, the darkness born of ignorance. Another verse also, Sarvaisha Hardam Sanvisto, Mata Smriti Jnanam Aponati. I am sitting in the heart of everybody. I give the what? The knowledge, the intelligence, and the forgetfulness. So the control is with the Lord. You understand? So we have to pray for the mercy. That's why the mercy of the spiritual master and Krishna. Then we can see everything clearly. Now we cannot. Our mind is covered. So how to wake up? The whole subject today, to wake up. Yes. So we have to realize these things. Therefore our sadhana, the main thing is to do austerity. When you do this austerity, then you get the mercy of the spiritual master. When you get the mercy of the spiritual master, then you get the desire to hear. Then by hearing from Krishna, then you awaken. There's a whole verse on all this, Then you desire to, when you awaken, then you can see, wow, my God, what am I doing? And in other words, unless we do austerity, tapodivyam putraka hena sattvam. When sattvam suddhayat, we get purified, brahma saukyam ta anantam. Then you can understand about the Brahman, this and all that. That requires some effort, not that you simply do your nonsense and become a saint next day, Narada Muni, with a veena, going around jumping. Possible. No more veena, your handphone. Narada with our handphone. Please, do some nonsense. Come on, you become a saint. Does it work like that? You are doing some effort. Yes? Yes? Yes?
Does the soul have recollection of past material births, or is that just the mind?
What's the translation? I need some translation here.
Or does the soul have memory of the past births, or is it the mind that is keeping the stock of past? Is it?
If you are realized soul, you will know, just like Narada Muni, he know his past births. He was demigod, he fell down. Yes? Then he became what? Cursed to be a maidservant, right? Then he realized, then he became Narada Muni. Yes? But if you are conditioned soul, then Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, what he said? I remember all my birth, but you don't. You know that verse?
2:11.
Huh?
4:5.
4:5.
But there Arjuna is also self-realized, but he could not remember.
Oh,
Arjuna also was self-realized, but he could not remember.
that depends, Krishna wants to show you, he will show you, no. But generally you will know when you are
Realized souls also remember.
transcendental level. Krishna, it depends. If Krishna wants to, you see, in this case, Arjuna was covered because he has to be covered. Otherwise, he said, no, I know. I know. Then there is no Bhagavad Gita there. If you say, I know, or is there any Bhagavad, oh, you know what it is. Okay, let's go fight. Understand? So, Krishna says here, I remember. Why? Krishna is using him as an example. Many births, but you and I have passed. I remember all of them, but you cannot, O Subject. Then the moment you leave your, just now we read, no? Right? The moment the mind takes another body, you think this is it. He forgets all the others. That particular situation, Krishna explained very clearly the whole thing, no? Yes? This present situation is all in all. I don't care about that. Previously, the mind forgets all that. The power of Krishna mesmerizes the soul. The soul is helpless actually. I mean, from this subject, you can see how the soul is what? Totally helpless. And the mind is the what? Mighty mind. That's why you need the mercy of Guru and Krishna to wake us up. It's not possible otherwise. That's why he says the soul cannot make his own realization. Two places it says in this verse. This verse is so important, this verse. It's also from this chapter, 11:22. This is also from 11:22. See how the 22 chapter, I think you ignore, right? You see how today, how important it is? See? Because a person who has been covered by ignorance since time immemorial is not capable of affecting his own self-realization. It's not possible. What is that? Maya Mugdha Jiva? Krishna Gyan. Swata Nay Krishna Gyan. You cannot. 21:22, I think. I think I showed that verse also, right? There must be some other personality who is in factual knowledge of the absolute truth and can impart this knowledge to him. In other words, you need a spiritual master. You need a what? Who is that? Your wife. Who is your spiritual master? Your wife. Who? A realized soul. You understand? Without Guru, I don't believe all this Guru business. Huh? I see all the Guru all ending up in jail, I don't believe them. Huh? Correct? Yes?
Sometimes a non-realized soul also remembers the past as well.
Sometimes Krishna does that to, that's again Krishna's way of trying to tell you there is past life. Right? Krishna does things like this to help us, and yet we think, this guy must be bluffing. Huh? Understand? Because now, practically, apart from the Hindus, nobody believes in past life, maybe the Buddhists and the Hindus, correct? They only two believe in the rest all, they don't believe in reincarnation at all, period. What is that word? YOLO. What is that? You only live once. Can you imagine this guy brainless? He's saying like this. You only live once. Huh? Big campaign. Cannot accept the fact that, they make a joke, Have you seen the Americans? They make a joke out of reincarnation. You mean to say I'm going to come back as an elephant? And everybody starts laughing. Huh? Joke? Prabhu? And you see here? Huh? You understand? He cannot figure it out, no way. There must be some other person who can help him. And who is that other person? Is the Guru? This yesterday we showed, no? This verse. This is a very important verse actually, just from the 25. It is therefore the duty of every man in every country, in every circumstance, in all times, to approach a bona fide spiritual master, question him and about devotional service and listen to him explain the process. This is very, very important verse. Yes? Does he say here? Some people can, some don't. Maybe you can try. Does he say that? What is it? This is spoken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is therefore the duty of every man, no woman, a woman excluded. What? Woman excluded. What? Every country, what? Every country means what? Only Indians. Huh? In every circumstance, or only when you have got problem you go. Huh? And at all times, that means what? Huh? What does he say? Any exception? Any exception? No. You understand? Why? Because only with the Guru you can come out of your Maya. This awakening from dream can only happen if someone wakes you up. And who is that someone? Your wife. Your wife. Hello darling, wake up. Is it possible? Huh? Darling, wake up. What, Bangla, what do you say? Darling. Huh? What do you say in Bangla? Darling. Huh? Jan. Please, it's not going to happen. You have to, who have to wake you up? Who?
Already awake.
Huh?
One who is already awake.
Yes, obviously. If he's not awake, I will wake you up.
That is spiritual master.
Yes. So therefore, it is very, very important that we wake up. Yes, that's right. Spiritual master is forcing, wake up morning, wake up Mangala Arati, wake up chanting, right? Chanting is going to fall asleep, Prabhu. Yeah? Hare Krishna. Yes, I've seen. Correct? So we have to wake up. We have to be very serious. Understand? Spiritual life means serious. What? What is that verse? Mamcha vyabhacharena bhakti yogena sevate sadhuna samatita. This mamcha vyabhacharena unfailingly, correct? What? Unfailing. Every day, serious. Then, you can go above the most, then you will understand more and more, you will realize many things about Krishna. And then, yes, the whole life will be, what the question you asked? That's the question? What was the question?
Mind we don't remember.
I cannot hear.
In mind we don't remember, but
Answer? Question answered? Yeah. So, any other things to add? Today anyway fasting, all are fasting, is it?
that means the material consciousness is annihilated.
Huh?
That means material consciousness is annihilated. We don't remember with our material consciousness.
No, the idea is that unless you don't remember, you cannot go on enjoying it. You understand? If you want to enjoy Maya, you must forget the suffering. That's why Krishna arranged that. So, okay, you forget. So you go on enjoying, right? Yesterday you had your stomach ache. But today then you want to eat? Yesterday you died. Today you want to again enjoy. Yeah, yesterday only I died, you know. You don't say that. Do you say that? Hey, Prabhu, yesterday I died, you know. You don't, because why? Krishna comes intelligence.
But the spiritual consciousness is not unlimited. Because Gajendra remembers, that's why he's praying, that remembering
Yeah, not only Gajendra, many others who remembered. Many, like Jada Bharat, as a deer, he was so serious. He had only dry glass and thinking of the Lord and he died. He was serious. So unless you are favored by the Lord, that mercy must come from Krishna, no. Then you remember, what a rascal I am. I forgot. Understand? That awakening must come from the spiritual master and Krishna. No. I don't want to make the mistake again. I don't want to. As a deer, he stayed quietly in his ashram, same place. He just had dry grass, stayed there. He never mixed with other deers also, waiting to die. And the time of death came, he remembered the Lord. Of course, as an animal, he could not go back immediately. He got the human birth. And in the human birth, he acted like what? That's why he called it Jada. Jada means what? Dalit. And careless. The father teach him to, after, going to the toilet, you must wash hand. He will wash hand before going to toilet. Opposite, he will do everything opposite. The father, this guy is useless, finish. He said, thank God now, I don't have to go to school. I don't have to get married. Detach. Of course, you can live like that, you can. You have to become detached. Not so easy. This is all example there, the practical now. Just to chant and learn how difficult. Why Prabhupada made 16 rounds? Why just one round okay, no? Yeah? Yes? Our mind.
Forget about recollection of previous birth. We have forgotten from time immemorial, we are part and parcel of, like we have got our own Swarupa. We read every day all these things, but realization doesn't come. So
it will come gradually. As you become more Krishna conscious, it will come. Because that's the duty of the devotee, to reflect on his what? Previous life, how bad he was. And that is how you learn. We learn. Oh my goodness, if I had been, why did I did all those things, How could I do all those things? Just like Ajamil, right? After the Vishnudutas left, he recalled, what kind of crazy guy I am? I kicked out my father, old mother, all this. I went with the prostitute. How could I do all this? Reflection. So devotee must have that reflection. Otherwise he cannot become serious. You understand? If there is no reflection, then there is no forward going. And immediately he left everything and he went to, where is the place? Haridwar. As he finished, 80 years old, how to walk outside, 80 years old. He just left, finished, no more family. Understand? So that thing must be there. No need to go far in last life, also too bad you will commit suicide. If you know your past life, you will commit suicide 100 times. Understand? But this life alone, how many crazy things we have done? Yes, and we should cry. That's the idea. Hare Krishna. No more. Yes, then the seriousness. Correct? That's how it is. There's a whole chapter on that. You can read 6-2, what is that? 6-2, I don't have time. You go and read 6-2, Ajamil saying, you can see. How can I do all these things? How could I have done all these things? I must be the craziest guy. Yes, that's what Krishna wants. Wake us up. You are crazy. That's a saying. A person who got this mental disease, if he thinks that he doesn't have the mental disease, he cannot be cured. You understand? A person who has mental disease and thinks he doesn't have, he cannot be cured. If a person has a mental disease and says, yes, I have a mental disease, then he can be cured. You follow? Same thing with us. Unless we know this is nonsense, this is Maya, this is rubbish, we cannot come out of it. But you think, oh, everything is nice, everything is fun, like many guys you go and talk outside, everything is good, boy. Thank God I am born in Singapore. That also. What? Now I got the PR. Wow, jackpot. If things like that, how you will come out? Cannot come out. You follow? We have to know that we are miserable. We have to reflect on our past life. Not past life in the sense that they say in Sanskrit, what is it? Purna Ashram. Purna Ashram. Previous ashram life. Then we were, it's now the same way, no? Seeing the father dying, seeing the correct? Seeing the birth, we reflect. We have to learn how to reflect.
Prabhupada is saying you should be always pessimistic about the material world.
I cannot hear, Prabhupada.
Always pessimistic about it.
Yes.
What is that? 331
Pessimistic is one thing, but repentance is talking about repentance.
Pessimistic is one thing, yeah, he's right. Pessimistic, everything is bad here. No, I'm talking about what you have done.
See, the verse is there, no? 331,
48.
No, 331, 38. Where it says, Ataprimana today.
But it's good to read the chapter of Ajamil, that the whole chapter is enough for it. The Ajamil thing you read and then you can see
6 to
how.
26 onwards. 6 to 26 onwards.
6 to, I mean, no time, but you go and read this line, I mean, many things are there. 6 to, what? 26. So you can see here how he's, reflecting on this thing. Ajamil said, alas, being a servant of my senses, how degraded I became. I fell down from my position as duly qualified Brahmana and begot children in the womb of a prostitute. From here he starts crying, Understand? That's why the Vishnu Dutta, they could have taken him home on that night. I don't know, night or morning, but that day. They could have just taken him back, yes, but they didn't want to take him back. Why they did not take him back? Because they wanted him to realize. Understand? They wanted him to realize that yes, I am a rascal. Then he get purified. Because when you know you are a rascal, then you get purified. If you think you are a saint, actually the Yamadutas got frightened of me, they ran away. They think like that. Because I am so powerful, the Yamadutta came, and then I called the Vishnu Dutta, they came on my instruction. You understand? You understand? They think like that. You understand? So we have to learn how to become humble. We have to learn how to give up all this nonsense and surrender. Yes, Ajamil, you see, he said. Alas, all condemnation upon me. I acted so sinfully that I degraded my family tradition. Indeed, I gave up my chaste and beautiful young wife to have sexual intercourse with a fallen prostitute, accustomed to drinking wine. All condemnation on me. You see that? He is remembering everything he did with the prostitute. Wife. Actually, this was actually his live-in wife. Now everybody got that kind of program, no? Yes? Live-in relationship. The term live-in relationship. See how they have, in other words, legalized. You follow? So how this whole thing, you read, we are already going to be 10 o'clock. It's a long class. So you please go and read this chapter 6 to 27. All of you got your thing, you read, and then you see how he is crying. That's what Krishna wants us to do. Krishna, that's why there is a difference between the neophyte devotee and the advanced devotee. The neophyte devotee think that because of him only the whole temple is running. Yeah, I know more than the president, no? The president actually is listening to me. You understand? I am telling him what to do. You follow? What kind of nonsense? You follow? Whereas an advanced devotee is thinking, I don't know nothing. I am simply dependent on Krishna. I am a fool actually. I am so useless. Everyone is better devotee. See how the thinking. So this is how consciousness develops. So all comes by awakening. Spiritual awakening. Om ajnana timirandasya Jnanam Jnasalakaya Chakshudunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Awakening by the forceful, what? Forceful what? Instrument. The spiritual master forcefully open our eyes. Because we don't want to open our eyes, we have to force. That's the idea. You understand? Spiritual master is not somebody who will kiss you in the cheek, you know. What is that? Oh darling. Huh? Spiritual master is what? He's a tough person. You don't do, you get smacked. Spiritual master. He don't call you, you cannot eat. How much strict is that? Huh? Yeah, how conditions are there so that we can give up our false ego. The stumbling block for spiritual realization is our ahankar, false ego. Because of this this why they word false ego, true ego and false ego. What is the false ego? I am the body, I am everything. Yes. True ego is what? I am the servant of. They are two different. Okay, anyway, you can talk more and more and more. Thank you very much for your time. I think this class is how many hours? Who's going to hear this whole tape?